Hello, I hope everybody is staying safe and healthy. Today we are going to be doing some printmaking and we're going to be using some basic supplies you might have around your house. So the first thing I have is I have a smooth surface. I am using aluminum foil. You could use a plastic grocery bag or even a Ziploc bag if you have those at home. I also have some paper. I'm using copy paper. You can use lined notebook paper, you can use sketchbook paper or drawing paper if you have that. You can even use like old worksheets or mail that you guys have gotten in the house, just as long as it's a piece of paper. And you need some markers, washable markers. Make sure they say washable because they are going to be needing to be water soluble so that when we add water, they will blend. So you do need water, okay? And you can use a spray bottle or you can use a tray of water. I'm going to show you how to do both of those techniques. A bonus material you can use is a permanent marker like a Sharpie. This is not water soluble, so it's not going to move around on the paper when it gets wet. So I'm going to be starting by putting some marker on my smooth surface. And I'm just going to create a simple landscape. So I'm adding some blue and I want some purple in my sky. And then I'm going to add some green for the grass. I am then going to go ahead and take my piece of paper and I'm going to place it over the top. So the first method I'm going to show you is the spray bottle. So right now the paper is dry and I am just going to spray it with the water for the papers all wet. You don't really need a lot of water, and I'm going to smooth out the water on there to make sure it's all wet, and I'm making sure that the paper's coming in contact with the aluminum foil. Okay, so it is. So now I'm going to go ahead and pull my print, and I have my first print. Now I can still see there's some marker on there, so I'm going to go ahead and do what's called a ghost print. I'm going to put my paper over the top, and I'm going to spray it with water again. And I'm going to see if we can get a second print. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. Okay, that's how it is with art. Art's all about the process. Sometimes things work out, sometimes they don't. That's kind of the fun thing about it. You never know what you're going to get. Okay, and so now I have my ghost print. So this one, the sky turned out pretty good, but the green grass, not so much. But you can see the ghost print is lighter than the first print. Okay, so that was using a spray bottle. You can do the same thing though, using a tray of water if you don't have a spray bottle. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to dry off my aluminum foil. And I'm going to do the same thing as before. I'm just going to use some different colors. I'm going to create another landscape. So I'm going to make a sunset. So I'm going to add some orange in the sky, maybe some yellow, and even a little bit of red. Maybe some green for the grass. Whatever you want. You don't have to create a landscape. I just like making landscapes, so that's why I'm making them. So now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to get a piece of paper, and this time I'm using the tray. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm just going to put my paper in the tray, making sure it all gets wet. Then I'm going to take the extra water off along the edge, and I'm going to lay this over top of my marker, and then I'm going to press it down to make sure it's all coming in contact with the aluminum foil and that there's no air bubbles in there. And then I'm going to pull my print again. And then you can see my colors. You can see with the tray, the water really blends those markers a little bit more, whereas with the spray bottle, you can see more division on where I put the marker. Okay, it doesn't blend as much when you use the spray bottle. But I kind of like the tray one right now. So I'm going to show you how to use that Sharpie as a bonus. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw on my piece of paper I'm going to print on. Now, I have been seeing a ton of hearts right now in the community, and so I'm going to go ahead and just make a simple heart print. So now that I have used my Sharpie, I'm going to go ahead and dry off my aluminum foil, and I'm going to go ahead and color about where I think my heart's going to be. And I'm going to color that in. I'm going to make a red heart. And then I think around the outside, I'm going to go ahead and do some yellow. So I really liked the way the tray looked last time, so I think that is how I'm going to get my paper wet. So I'm going to put my paper in the tray, make sure the paper gets wet, take the extra water off along the side there, and then I'm going to turn this upside down with the Sharpie down, and I'm going to go about where I think that heart's going to be. And then I'm going to smooth it out again, making sure there's no air bubbles. Time to pull the print and see what happens. So here we go. Okay, so there is my heart print. So I want you to have fun with this. I want you to explore, create lots of different prints, see what happens. You can make landscapes, but you can make something more. Especially if a Sharpie, you can add lots of more details in there. So have fun with this. There's no right or wrong. It's all about learning from doing. Stay safe.